First preseason game in the books for the Miami Dolphins. Lost 20-13 to the Chicago Bears. We're going to be breaking it all down in just a sec. Before we get started, though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. It would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. With that said, let's dive right into it, and I hope you enjoy. So let's start with the Miami Dolphins for a sec. And I thought they played pretty well in the first half. We saw a lot from Tua Tagovailoa. I'll talk about that a little bit. We saw a little bit of Jacoby Brissett. We saw Reed Sinnett in the second half, throwing the football a little bit. But I just want to start with the good things that I saw from Miami's offense, really in the first half. For starters, Tua Tagovailoa looked really confident and comfortable in the pocket. Other than that one interception, he looked really good. I think he went 8 for 11 and about 90-something passing yards. Sure, he had the interception, but he hooked up on a long touchdown to Mike Gesicki. Not touchdown, excuse me. A long pass to Mike Gesicki, a 50-yard catch for him. Really good to see him throw that football deep. Remember, that was a big thing last year that we did not see enough of. We did not see him throwing the ball deep downfield. We did not see him accurate deep downfield. And when he did throw the ball downfield, good things happened, and good things had to happen. And this year, there's a big emphasis on Tua throwing the ball deep downfield. We saw that early on in today's game, and I thought he looked really good. Also, he just looked like he had a better command of the offense. He looked a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more poised in the pocket, got the ball out really quickly, made some nice throws. And other than that interception, which he was just trying to force the ball into a tight window, that was also a throw that he would not have made last year. He would not have had that zip and that confidence to put that ball into that spot. And sure, that was the wrong read in that situation, but just him having the confidence, I think that's honestly a good sign for the Dolphins. And yet, sure, I'm making a good thing out of a bad situation, but I still think, from what I saw from Tua today, I was pretty happy in that regard. But let's talk about some other players on the offensive side of football. We saw Salvon Ahmed have a really nice day. He had a nice touchdown catch, as well as a little bit of a running success too. Myles Gaskin was pretty quiet. Obviously, they didn't want to play the starters too much. Offensive line-wise, though, when the starters were in, I did not like what I saw whatsoever. In pass protection, they were a little bit better than as run blockers, but in run blocking situations, they are not creating enough holes. They're not creating enough leverage, and I think that's something that the Dolphins' offensive line is really going to need to work on, right? This offensive line is probably the weakness of this offense. Overall, this is an offensive line that is young, and they have not been talented in a very, very long time. So, the things that I saw today, good, solid overall pass coverage. In the second half, not so much. Those were the second guys and the second teamers and the third teamers. But overall, I liked in the beginning of the game with Austin Jackson, some of those other guys, the pass protection, but run blocking wise, I did not like what I saw from them. Mike Gesicki obviously had a good day. Adam Shaheen, other than that drop early in the game, I thought he was okay. It wasn't great. But, the tight ends are going to be important for this Miami Dolphins team, right? Especially with the wide receivers. A lot of them are faster, so they're going to need big bodies to throw the ball to, and that comes with Devontae Parker, and sure that comes from with Preston Williams a little bit too, but that also comes from the tight ends. So the tight ends are going to need to have a big year. We saw Mike Gesicki really show up, and we saw that emphasis go a long way. And remember last year too, this Dolphins tight end group was the most successful tight end group in Dolphins history. So look for that tight end success to happen more and more often. Wide receiver wise though, I thought that we didn't see too much. Tua wasn't really throwing the ball that much early, and most of the offensive success that happened in the first half came from the tight end, obviously Mike Gesicki, and as well as it came from the running back in Salvon Ahmed, who had the touchdown grab. Nonetheless though, I thought Jakeem Grant looked good, as well as Jalen Waddle. Both of those guys better as punt returners. Those are two things that I really saw a lot of emphasis on too. And it starts with the special teams. I think the special teams had a really, really good, nice day for this Dolphins special teams. We saw Jalen Waddle with a nice punt return for, I think, 23 yards. We saw Jakeem Grant pop up for some big punt returns too. I think he had one punt return in the 40-yard range. So overall, those are explosive players that you can really have to return punts and be really dynamic and successful in those situations. So I think the Dolphins are really explosive on special teams, and we saw that a lot today too. But let's go just back to this Dolphins defense now. And this Dolphins defense, I thought, played really well in this first half. They only gave the Bears 3 points in that first half, only gave up 3 points. And that goes to a few things. Number one, it goes to really good secondary play. And it really starts with Nik Needham. He's a guy that I saw a lot of. He's a guy I really want to put out there as one of the better performers in today's game. Run defense was up and down, but at the beginning was good. Towards the end, it obviously became more quiet as those backups came in. Those backups were not as good run defense wise as the starters. But of course that's going to be expected. But I want to talk about Nik Needham, as I was saying. He looked really good. Him and Eric Rowe in the secondary looked absolutely fantastic. We didn't see too much of Javon Holland. Ball wasn't really thrown his way, as he has been pretty big in practice the past few days. But Needham had a few pass breakups. Eric Rowe had a really big pass breakup, but this Dolphins defense is going to play a lot of man coverage. It's Brian Flores' system. They're going to be sticky and stingy in defense, and that's exactly what we saw. We did not see a lot of separation that first half from those starters and from those better players. And remember, the Dolphins were playing defense without some of their best players. No Xavier Howard, no Byron Jones, no big pressure guys like Emmanuel Ogbah or Jalen Phillips. So the Dolphins defense, I thought, played really well in that first half, especially with Nik Needham. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. He was sticky, stingy, as well as Eric Rowe, who had a really nice pass breakup too. A negative for me for the Dolphins defense was Noah Igbenogany. He made one or two nice plays, but overall, I still think that he's not ready yet for first-team NFL play. And we saw that. We saw him get burned a few times in the second half. We saw him get mossed once. We saw him just look a little bit out of it time from time. So I think he's getting better, but I don't think he's quite there yet. And it's a little bit of a disappointment for this Dolphins defense. Also, kicker-wise, Jason Sanders continues to be really good. He went 2 for 2 today on field goals, as well as 1 extra point converted. He's one of the best kickers in the league, and that contract that he has, that new contract he has, is one of the reasons why, and you can tell him that. So at the end of the day, offense I thought was pretty good under Tua. Jacoby Brissett looked pretty good. He looked comfortable using his big, strong frame. I think the key for this offense especially is really getting that offensive line better. I think as long as the quarterbacks are getting the ball out quickly, getting them to the running backs, checkdowns, making nice plays. I thought that was another thing Tua did well. He read the defense really well. So offense was good. Defense, obviously, the second half of the game, I don't really want to talk about it. Justin Fields played really well, and that's a good segment into Chicago's game. Obviously, Andy Dalton did not have a great day, and if Andy Dalton keeps playing like that and Justin Fields kept playing the way he kept playing, then I think that we might end up seeing a change in quarterback for week 1, and I think Justin Fields could easily start. Justin Fields was absolutely fantastic. Started the game off pretty rough in that second quarter, but the third quarter, threw for a touchdown, rushed for a touchdown, looked in total command of the offense, making the smart plays, throwing on the run, using his legs to advance the football to make big plays. And he just looked confident. He looked poised in the pocket, looked really confident, and I think that from what I saw today, he is the opportunity to be a real star in the NFL. And I've been saying that. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks coming to the draft. I just think that his ability to throw the football and run the football is a really lethal dynamic. So I think that he really showed what he's all about today. Also, another guy that I really liked on offense for this Bears team was Damian Williams. David Montgomery, we saw him get a little banged up early in the game, then they took him out. And Damian Williams, I thought, showed real burst, showed real speed in the run game, and I thought that was something that's good to see, especially with him not playing football last year, opting out due to COVID with the Kansas City Chiefs. Defensively for the Bears, we obviously didn't see most of their star players, but one guy that I thought really popped out for me was Alec Ogeltree, their linebacker, who has a real shot to make the team. Signed with them after bouncing around the past few years, and he was really all over the place. Had one bad play. He was on coverage for that Mike Gesicki big catch for 50 yards. Alec Ogletree's never been a good pass coverage guy. He's always been a better run defense guy, and we saw that today. He's quick to the football, really fast, explosive, uses his hands well, and gets downhill very quickly. We saw him really be effective in that run-stopping game. So overall, good day for the Bears quarterback in Justin Fields. I thought we saw a lot from him, really showed his potential. For the Dolphins, I thought their quarterback play was pretty good. We saw Tua become really confident in the offense. And for me, I think the tight end position for the Dolphins is going to need to get a little bit better. Adam Shaheen had a rough day dropping a ball. That's going to be a real emphasis point for this Dolphins offense. This tight end group for the Dolphins last year was the most effective and efficient tight end group in all of Dolphins history. So really the tight end room is a big emphasis for the Dolphins offense, and look for that to be a point of emphasis for this Dolphins team, as well as the offensive line in the next few weeks for the preseason. But also next week and the next few weeks, we'll see the Dolphins really, as well as the Bears, will put in more of their second teamers, get some more reps for them, see really who's going to make this 53-man roster. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, see ya.